Ravens fan, you won't believe what's happening. The team has just suffered a major loss. Justice Hill sustained a serious injury, and now the pressure is mounting. With him out of action, the Ravens are racing against time to find a quick solution, and that solution could come from a surprise. Jerick McKinnon, former Chiefs player, is on their radar. But will he be the answer to what the team needs in this crucial moment? The situation is tough. Derrick Henry, despite being a star, can't carry the team alone. And with Lamar Jackson needing more support, the question is, will McKinnon be the reinforcement that can help the Ravens maintain their level of play through to the playoffs? What happens if he can't fit into the team scheme? These questions could decide the future of the Ravens this season, and you need to know what's coming. Stay until the end of this video, because things are unfolding, and you won't want to miss any crucial information about this possible signing and its impact on the Ravens season. The answer to all these mysteries is about to be revealed. Go Ravens! Justice Hill's injury was a tough blow for the Ravens, especially considering he was a key piece in both the running game and the passing. His ability to catch passes, especially on third downs, was a big advantage for Baltimore's offense. With Hill out for an indefinite period, the team needs someone to fill that gap and keep the offensive flow going. That's where Jerick McKinnon becomes a very interesting option. Though he's 30 years old and not as explosive as before, his experience in the passing game, especially during his time with the Kansas City Chiefs, makes him an immediate solution. McKinnon is not just a good runner. He's also an excellent receiver. He can be used in a similar way to Hill, catching short passes and helping Lamar Jackson keep the offensive rhythm. In recent years, McKinnon played an important role as a receiver for the Chiefs, with 94 receptions, 811 yards, and 14 touchdowns. While he's not the type of player to dominate the runs, his ability to quickly adapt to the Ravens' passing game will be vital for the team during this transition. McKinnon is not a permanent solution, but while Hill recovers, he can offer the necessary support to keep the offense functioning. While McKinnon tries to adapt to the role of Hill's new backup, the load on Derrick Henry increases even more. Henry has been the engine of the Ravens' running game, but no one can carry the team alone for too long. McKinnon can help alleviate this pressure, but Henry will still be the main guy responsible for carrying the team on the ground. Now, let's understand how Henry has been dealing with this load and the impact it has on the Ravens' future. Derrick Henry has undoubtedly been the star of the Ravens' ground. Even at 30 years old, he continues to dominate as one of the most powerful running backs in the NFL. With 1,636 rushing yards and 13 touchdowns so far, he's having one of his best seasons, despite the heavy load of carries. Henry is an unstoppable force, always able to break tackles and push for the last yards. His ability to dominate between the tackles makes him one of the hardest running backs to stop, and he's been crucial for the Ravens, especially after Justice Hill's. However, even with all his strength and ability, no one can carry the team alone for too long. The number of carries Henry has had this season is impressive, but also unsustainable in the long term. In the game against the Steelers, for example, Henry had 24 carries, which is a very high number, especially considering he's the only running back the team relies on for that kind of. With Hill's injury, the pressure on Henry has only increased. This could affect his performance in the coming weeks since physical wear and tear is inevitable. As Henry continues to carry the team, it's crucial for the coaching staff to find ways to alleviate this pressure. Even though he's an elite player, the team needs more options to avoid overloading their main running. The need for a solid backup, like McKinnon, becomes even more urgent. The search for more depth on the roster will not only benefit Henry, but also ensure that the team can maintain a balanced offense while dealing with injuries and adjustments. With that, the pressure on Henry can ease a bit, which will be essential for the team's performance in the long run. With Hill's injury, the Ravens need someone to take charge of the running game. Keaton Mitchell, an undrafted running back, has emerged as an interesting option. While he's been a bit forgotten in recent weeks due to injuries, Mitchell has the potential to be a pleasant surprise for the team. He's shown good skills as a runner, with a nice combination of speed and vision. When healthy, Mitchell could be a useful piece for the Ravens' offense, providing relief for Henry and even an alternative in some cases. However, the fact that Mitchell hasn't played much since recovering from injury raises doubts about his readiness. His lack of playing time could be an obstacle, since the Ravens need a player they can rely on immediately. This puts extra pressure on Mitchell, who needs to prove he's ready to contribute when called upon. If he can make good plays and fit into the game system, he could become a valuable option, especially while Hill recovers. This is a decisive moment for the young running back, who needs to take advantage of the opportunities given. As Mitchell tries to establish himself, the Ravens also need to assess whether he's the definitive answer or if signing someone more experienced, like McKinnon, could be the better option. The situation is uncertain, And McKinnon's presence could be a way to add experience and stability to the position until Mitchell or another player proves reliable. The competition for this spot on the roster has only increased with Hill's injury, and now it's time for Mitchell to prove his. Well, we're past the halfway point of the video, but before we continue, I noticed that you haven't hit that like button yet. It's really important for YouTube to keep promoting my content so I can continue bringing you updates. It's free, so go ahead and hit that like button, okay? Thanks. Now let's keep going. Lamar Jackson continues to be the key piece in the Ravens' offense. His ability to run with the ball, along with his accuracy as a passer, makes him a constant threat to any defense. However, with Hill's injury and the increased load on Henry, Jackson now needs to carry even more of the team. While his talent is undeniable, the number of times he has to leave the pocket and scramble for yards could become an issue if the team doesn't find a way to balance the offense. Jackson is already being asked to play an even more crucial role, and the pressure on him is growing as the team faces these challenges. Despite this, Jackson has shown that he can handle big responsibilities, staying calm even in tricky situations. His ability to improvise and make unexpected plays is one of the team's greatest strengths, but it's important to remember that he can't do everything alone. As the leader of the offense, he needs support, and the Ravens need to ensure he has the right weapons around. This includes a solid offensive line and more options in the running game, especially considering the passing game could be riskier without Hill's presence. Jackson's impact will become even more important as the Ravens approach the playoffs. He's the key to success, but his workload needs to be managed properly. With McKinnon offering a more reliable option in the running game, and players like Keaton Mitchell trying to prove themselves, the Ravens' offense can find a vital balance with Jackson. However, much more is needed to ensure the team is ready for the challenges ahead. With all these adjustments to the offense, the Ravens need to find ways to balance the ground game and the passing game to continue competing effectively. McKinnon's presence could be key to this. He brings not only experience, but also a skill that the Ravens cannot overlook: his ability to play as a receiver. In a season where the passing game is becoming increasingly important, McKinnon can fill a significant gap left by him. His role as a receiver could be a huge advantage, allowing the team to use McKinnon both for running the ball and helping Lamar Jackson with quick, short passes. This balance becomes even more necessary as the Ravens approach the most challenging part of the season. With the possibility of facing stronger defenses in the playoffs, having a running back who can contribute in multiple facets of the game will be essential. McKinnon could be that last-minute player who makes the difference, not just as a runner, but also as a receiver, giving Jackson more options and relieving some of the pressure on Henry. Having McKinnon on the roster, at least while Hill recovers, could give the Ravens' offense a new dynamic, a key piece in critical moments. But as McKinnon adapts to his role and tries to fill the gap left by Hill, the Ravens will need to continue adjusting their game. Hill's recovery will be crucial, but until then, the team must rely on McKinnon, Mitchell, and Henry to maintain their level of competitiveness. All of this leads to one pressing question: will the Ravens be able to find the right balance to achieve success in the playoffs? The Ravens are entering a critical phase of the season, with many challenges ahead. Hill's injury was a setback, but it also opened the door to new opportunities, like McKinnon's role. While Hill's recovery remains uncertain, the Ravens need to make sure they are prepared for any scenario. The good news is that the team has a leader in Lamar Jackson, a dominant running back like Derrick Henry, and options that can fill the gaps, such as McKinnon. The key will be balancing these strengths and ensuring that the team is at its best when the playoffs arrive. With the pressure on Henry and the need for more options in the ground game, the Ravens have a tough task ahead. McKinnon, Mitchell, and other players need to quickly fit into the system to support the team. At the same time, Jackson needs to be the beacon guiding the team through the most critical moments. It won't be easy, but the Ravens have the necessary pieces to take this important step toward the Super Bowl. With a solid foundation and a team in constant evolution, the future could be bright as long as the right pieces fall into place at the right time. Now, the Ravens need all players involved to move forward. McKinnon, even if not the perfect solution, may be the temporary pillar needed while the team faces these challenges. What do you think? Can McKinnon make a difference in the playoffs? Now, with Justice Hill's injury, the Ravens face a significant challenge to keep their offense running smooth. The potential arrival of Jerick McKinnon brings hope for the team, but will he be able to fill Hill's absence and provide the necessary support to Derrick Henry? The team needs quick and efficient alternatives, and everything could be crucial for the future of the season. What do you think, Ravens fan? Is McKinnon the missing piece for the Ravens to stay on track for the playoffs, or does the team need to look for another solution? Leave your opinion in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on the team's future. Let's follow this crucial decision for the season together.